So if you guys want your videos to look filmic, you guys have to try this. Hello epic people, Mike here, and today I'm going to be sharing my experience using a Dehancer plugin for Final Cut Pro X. And those of you who are not familiar with Dehancer, it is a plugin that you add as a finishing effect to your grade to emulate certain film stock along with different effects that will give you more filmic look. And just as a disclaimer, Dehancer did not pay me to make this video, and they did not get to review the video before I upload this video on YouTube. But they did provide me with a free trial for me to test it out. And if you guys decide to, wanted to try this out yourself, please use the code to get 10% off. And this video is not going to be a full-on tutorial on how to use Dehancer and what Dehancer can do, because there are already a lot of videos out there on YouTube explaining and showing, demonstrating how to use it. So in this video, I'm just going to be talking about my experience using the Dehancer and things I like and dislike about using the program, along with some examples. Spoiler alert, I really like Dehancer and you guys should try it too. Let's talk about what I like. First of all, I'm going to be talking about workflow standpoint. And for Final Cut Pro X, Dehancer works 100% inside of Final Cut Pro without opening any other additional window or program. So after installing Dehancer, it is as simple as just drag and dropping onto your clip that you want to edit. And after that, you just adjust what you need on the effects menu, and it's that simple. And it's very convenient because sometimes you see plugins where that require you to open additional windows outside of that editing program and have to go back and forth in order to check what it does. And this helps a lot with basically shortening the workflow, and I think it's one of the most important factors to have just good experience using this plugin or any kind of plugin. And for those of you who have been following my channel for a while, know that I do own Fujifilm cameras. And one of the main reasons why I still have them, even though my main is my Sony, is because of their film simulation capability with photos and kind of with video. Because unfortunately, it is very hard to achieve that filmic look with different camera brands unless you do a lot of work in post. But Dehancer will help you guys achieving that filming look. So the Dehancer actually have option to choose which camera brand that you use and what gamma you use to shoot the certain footage. So that way it actually takes everything into consideration to emulate that film stock. And you don't really necessarily have to shoot log, because there's also option to just use Rec 709 footage. So you basically can use any kind of footage in order to apply Dehancer plugin and use it to get the best results. So I'm not very familiar with film stock, different kind of look, to be honest with you. So I can't really tell you how accurate those are, but there are a lot of emulations to choose from. And another thing that I like about Dehancer emulation is that it gives very subtle film look instead of going crazy, overly edited, retro, vintage looking like some other LUTs that you can purchase. So it's a very subtle difference, but it actually gives you that look instead of going crazy overboard. But if you really want to, you also can, because there's so many adjustments that you can make before and after you pick your film emulations. And I believe that Dehancer updates their list of available emulations, and I think that's a really good thing because you'll be always up to date without paying additional cost. Main thing that I like about Dehancer, and it's probably one of the strongest selling point that Dehancer has over other similar products, are their filmic effects. And I think the main things are the grain and bloom and halation effect. So recently, a lot of filmmakers has been using diffusion filters like Black Pro Mist and Cinebloom filters to make their footage more dreamy and cinematic. But you can achieve the same look using grain, bloom, and halation effect in Dehancer. And unlike other grain effect where it looked like you just slapped on an overlay onto your whole footage, Dehancer actually applies the grain after analyzing the color and brightness of the image. And this helps the grain look organic instead of just slapping on an overlay and everything just turns grainy. And that goes with both bloom effect and halation effects also. It actually looks very nice instead of turning everything into that effect. So Dehancer actually added a way to export your settings into a LUT. So basically you can make your own Filmic LUT. And this is a pretty big thing because you shoot in a certain way. And if you find a good settings that you use, you can just export that out on your LUT and you can basically slap it on, making your workflow way more shorter and quicker. So those are a few things that I really liked about using Dehancer. And to be honest with you, it was really hard for me to choose what I don't like about Dehancer. But if I had to really nitpick little things, one of the things that actually got me was in order to render that certain thing, it took a little while compared to other effects. And I totally understand why, because they're applying so much things and they're analyzing so much stuff on the footage. So yes, it is very understandable, but it took a little bit longer. And I'm pretty sure it depends on what hardware that you're using. And another thing that I hope Dehancer can add is ability to see some different film emulation preview at once instead of us just picking one by one and checking, because there's so many good ones, but it's really hard to compare while you just have to keep switching back and forth which one that you want to use. So it will be very nice for them to add a feature where it will show like a box with different previews, so you can actually see everything at once. That's basically it. So that was my personal opinion on using Dehancer for a while. I really like this plugin because I've been trying to figure out an easy, quick way to give a filmic look on my videos, because yes, the technology is improving, everything is so great with cameras, but sometimes it seems a little bit too digital and you kind of want to go away from that super crisp, sharp footage. So I think this is when Dehancer is gonna help you out a lot. That's it for me today. Hopefully you guys liked my video. If you guys did, please give me a like and subscribe if you guys want to see more camera related content in the future. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.